What's going on, guys, and welcome back to News to the Science, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. And in just a moment, I'm going to let the interview from Ryan Penagos and Lorraine Cink from the This Week in Marvel podcast take the lead and basically go over some of the Easter eggs and some of the things that we can expect from Marvel Spider-Man 2. They basically got the inside scoop from Bill Rosemann himself, who is the vice president and head of creative at Marvel Games, and they talk about all the details and Easter eggs that teases both Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Marvel's Wolverine. This is really exciting, guys, and I've taken the liberty to go ahead and take a clip of this interview, which is like about an hour long. I'll leave a link to this interview down in the description box below if you want to listen to it. But they pretty much cover a lot of things, like Awkwafina from Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings, talking about her movie. They also broke down the Marvel's Hawkeye series trailer as well. But overall, we're here for Marvel Spider-Man 2 and to get as much as possible. We want to know everything about it. And what's interesting is that Bill Rosemann does state that Marvel Spider-Man was Star Wars and Marvel Spider-Man 2 is The Empire Strikes Back. Now, I'm not a massive, huge Star Wars fan, but I have seen the movies. But if that's the case, this can probably mean that Marvel Spider-Man 2 is going to be the darkest Marvel Spider-Man yet. And anything that's involving Venom, you know that the story is going to be pretty dark. This is getting really juicy, guys, and I cannot wait to learn more as time progresses, because this game is not even coming out for at least another year and a half or two, at least. So remember, the game does come out in 2023, and it's going to be exclusive to the PS5. So hopefully, for those of you guys who were unfortunate to get a PS5 at some point, hopefully you will get one in the near future. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let the interview take over the rest of this video. You guys enjoy. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on bell notifications so you don't miss anything. As always, I will see you all in the next comic panel.
Exciting to see how much love there is for these series.
Hell yeah. You know what else we have love for? Marvel Games. Now, last week, we were able to put the episode out right after the big Sony PlayStation showcase, and it was wonderful there. There were some big announcements and cool things, but we thought, wouldn't it be great to have someone from Marvel Games on the show to talk with us? And we are able to arrange that for this episode. I think we have to give him a call. So, Lorraine, do you think we can call Bill Rosemann, Vice President Creative from Marvel Games?
Oh yeah, I got his number right here. Okay, here we go. Beep bop boop, boop boop beep boop boop boop. Ring ring ring. Bill Rosemann's phone. Ring ring. This is Twim. Ring ring.
Hello.
Hey Bill, it's Lorraine and Ryan.
Well, hello, Lorraine and Ryan. How are you?
We're great.
What did we learn last week at that PlayStation showcase?
We announced not one, but two upcoming PS5 games. One was, probably rumored or hoped for, and that would be Marvel's Spider-Man 2. The second, what was so fun about it, it was a complete surprise, and that was Marvel's Wolverine. Also coming to PlayStation 5, also being made by our friends Insomniac Games and published by PlayStation. So first was the Wolverine trailer. People saw the Insomniac logo and Marvel logo, and we were watching a bunch of reaction videos. This is Spider-Man. Why are we in a bar? That's not Peter. What is that? One person joked, that kind of looks like Wolverine. And then when the claws popped and he jumped out of his seat, he said, I was just joking. So that was a really pleasant surprise. No one even knew it was being worked on. So in this age of spoilers, anytime you can surprise and delight an audience, I think that adds like 20 to 30% of joy. So we were very, very happy that we maintained that. Creative director Brian Horton, who was creative director for the Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales game. So that is in excellent hands. If you go back and look at the trailer, the scene where you are behind Logan and he is at the bar, it is chock full of Easter eggs. And I will say this, the internet detectives have indeed found some of them, but they have not found all of the Easter eggs. So I continue to watch and continue to see their speculation. Many of us on the Marvel Games team and Insomniac and throughout all of Marvel, when people ask who your favorite character is, Wolverine's always right up there. He's a character that's been near and dear to our heart, and we were just waiting for the right collaborative partner at the right time, and we found it.
Gosh, there's so much to get into. I want to know everything. Marvel's Spider-Man 2. What can you tell us about, literally, honestly, everything? Costumes, villains, maybe who was that voice that we were hearing?
Well, we're not quite ready to reveal that, but it was a voice of a character who is in the game. First, I got to say, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, creative director on the Insomniac side is Brian Intihar, who was creative director on the first Spider-Man game.
Bill, before you go on, you've mentioned creative director a couple times. What is a creative director? Real quick, what is their position in the game?
creative director oversees almost all aspects of the game and works very closely with our side. That's the person I most interact with. We work on what is the story? Who are the main characters? What is the story about? If you're going to tell a Spider-Man story, a Miles story, a Wolverine story, what's the wish fulfillment of the experience? If you could pick characters, which characters would you want to have in the perfect Spider-Man, Miles, or Wolverine experience? And then just working on everything. Logo, box art, working with those who make the soundtrack, working with the team that does animation. It's one person who's kind of looking at many, many elements, and I call them the flag bearers. You know, they are carrying that Marvel flag, and they are sticking it in the ground, and they're rallying the team, and they're too humble to say that, so I'll say it for them. So I just want to tell the Marvel fans that Logan and Peter and Miles are in great hands. It's real fans who are super passionate about the characters, and it all comes from a place of respect and love and authenticity. So speaking of authenticity, Marvel Spider-Man 2. What's new? Well, you've seen, if you look at on the physical side, Peter, his advanced suit has some updates. If you look at it, you'll notice some features. The color has changed. The red is a bit deeper, more bold. Miles, his suit has been updated as well. You'll see things like the stripe has extended down the arm. Little things, because I think the team did such a great job on the costumes that we don't want to, throw the baby out with the bathwater. But it's PS5, and what could we do just to update the costumes, the textures a little bit? You saw Miles and Spider-Man fighting unnamed foes. You heard a voice saying that he wants to be challenged, and he's always been disappointed. Will you give me the challenge that I desire? And then, out of the dark alleyway, you hear, yes, we will. And you see the flash of Venom. Ah! Yeah, there are multiple foes. I can say the story very much continues and picks up from Marvel Spider-Man and Marvel Spider-Man and Miles Morales. Don't want to reveal too much, but it's the next big chapter. There are a lot of threads, a lot of characters that were in the first two games that you'll see them here. So, yeah, it's Miles, it's Peter, it's Venom, it's a mysterious voice. It's everything you love, but more.
That's great. We love more. We want more.
And I would say, if the first Spider-Man game was Star Wars, Spider-Man 2 is kind of our empire.
Ooh.
It gets a little darker.
What can you say to all the fans who are pretty much now losing their minds for more information, more details, more looks, any tidbits as they eagerly await these games' releases in 2023 and beyond?
Yes. Marvel Spider-Man 2, as the trailer said, 2023. We will eventually reveal when Wolverine is aimed to launch. I would say, for more, man, go back and study those trailers. They're packed. They're packed with little details and Easter eggs. Follow Insomniac Games on Twitter. Follow PlayStation. Follow Marvel Games. We will be releasing more information when we can and when it's ready.
Okay, I have to ask one teeny thing before we hang up.
Okay.
If someone were to look for your favorite Easter egg in the Marvel's Wolverine teaser, where on screen would you suggest they look?
Oh, that's a good one. You could look at the cash register, and actually in the scene where he pops his claws, there's something on the bar.
That's my favorite.
But what is it?
It's up to everyone listening to go find those. But for now, Bill, thanks so much for taking our call.
Hey, thanks for remembering my number and for giving me a ring and keeping me company. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
It's our pleasure. We'll talk soon. Bye.